Hi everyone, Shaked Bartalis here. Ladies and gentlemen, yours and mine and everyone else. Carolina Panthers lost a very tough one to start week 1 of the NFL season. The Panthers lost at home to the Las Vegas, don't call me Oakland Raiders, 34-30. It was the first game of the season, first game also for Matt Trust the Rule and Matt Factel Matt Rule and Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, and a lot of rookies for the Panthers on defense. And the Raiders won 34-30. And ladies and gentlemen, looking at this game from a Carolina Panthers fan point of view, you can take a lot of positive from this game and some negative. In the negative, the Panthers lost. The other negative, the defense. And let me say it right up front. This is a very young defense, inexperienced. A lot of the guys who started today were rookies. And some of them played outstanding. For example, Jeremy Chinn, the second round pick for the Panthers, number 21, out of Southern Illinois. He played tremendous. Was all over the field, made tackles, made big plays. Unfortunately, Troy Pride, the other rookie cornerback, he didn't play that well, but again, he's a rookie. Some plays you're going to miss, some you're not, and I'm sure when he's looking at the tape, he will say, oh, I could have played much better, and I should have played much better. The one bright spot for the Panthers, and he wasn't a rookie, was picked off the waiver wires the other day, claimed by the Panthers of the Philadelphia Eagles, was Rasul Douglas. He stepped in for cornerback Dante Action Jackson, and Douglas played outstanding. Came up one time very close to having an interception. So he played pretty well. Derrick Brown, the defensive tackle, the first round pick by the Panthers. At times, he made big plays. At other times, he did not. The disappointing part on the defense, they gave up a lot of points, obviously 34 points, which is a lot, which I will get to that shortly. They didn't get any sack on quarterback Derek Carr. Now you might say that the Raiders have outstanding offensive line. That is correct. With that said, outstanding offensive line or not, you should still at least get one sack on a quarterback. The lack of pass rush for the Panthers today was a big time factor throughout the game. And what really make me unhappy is not necessarily the rookies play on defense, but it's the veterans play on defense. Trey Boston, K1 Short, Shaq Thompson, Tahir Whitehead. I'm wondering where you guys were, because obviously you didn't play at the game today. Because if you did, that is unacceptable. Your performance overall as a group, so many missing tackles, so many taking bad route, very bad, extremely bad, inexcusable defensive pass interference by Whitehead, which cost the Panthers point. When the Panthers were leading, late in the fourth, Whitehead committed a defensive pass interference on third down, which was really unnecessary. Rasul Douglas was nearby. It was completely unnecessary for Whitehead to commit that pass interference. All you have to do is look up and see that you have a player next to you. Why commit that silly pass interference from a veteranship, from a veteran player, is totally unacceptable. And I realize Tahir Whitehead is not Luke Kuechly. There isn't going to be a Luke Kuechly on this team, at least not for a while. But still, you expect a veteran middle linebacker, Whitehead, to make a much better play than commit a silly, unnecessary defensive pass interference when you have help nearby. And had Whitehead not committed that interference, then Douglas might have had a chance for interception, or at the very worst, it would have been an incomplete pass. So that is unacceptable. I can talk about Shaq Thompson, who's one of my favorite players. So is Trey Boston, K1 Short. Three of my favorite players, veterans players on the Panthers defense. But where were you guys today? I like to know, because apparently you are a non-factor in the game today. You're the veterans on this defense. Like it or not, you are the veterans players on the defense. We expect you guys to play much better than you did today. And when you look at the tape, I'm sure that you would be extremely disappointed with your effort. And if you are not, then it's not good. It's absolutely not good. Because the effort by three of you today was inexcusable. Totally unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable for a defense, regardless if it's extremely young or a veterans team, to allow a running back to run straight untouched to the end zone for a 7-yard run. And some of it can be put on lack of gap control, and some of it can be put on lack of effort. Regardless of what it is, that is totally unacceptable. And going back to the defense, giving up 34 points, with the defense being so young, ladies and gentlemen, lack of experience, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. This defense, at times, against certain opponent, it could happen next week, against a powerful Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, leading by Hall of Famer Tom Brady. It could be against the Saints, leading by Hall of Fame Drew Brees. The Panthers defense, don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, unless they make tremendously, miraculously improvement, which they could, but it will take time. Don't be surprised if on one or two more occasions in a game against certain opponent that they give up 50 points or more. Don't be surprised by that. So I'm just saying it. I'm not saying it because of lack of effort, but this defense is extremely young. So don't be surprised if they give up at least once, if not twice, this season, 50 points or more. Hopefully, that won't be the case. But ladies and gentlemen, when you're playing and going to be playing against great quarterback, great offense, and you have a very young defense overall, then it's very possible to put up a lot of points against this type of defense, so don't be surprised by that. But however, with that said, if we can see a great improvement from the defense week in and week out, regardless of the win or loss, regardless of how many points they give up, how many yards they allow, that will make all of us happy. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, on defense, it's not about how many points they give up. It's not about how many yards they give up. It's more about, can you play better? Can you give a 110% effort every time? Or will we have to call you out for that? I really hope and pray, as the season go on, that we won't have to call you guys out. That we will sit here and say, great, you gave up a big play, but at least you played hard and you got beat on it, which is understandable. No one is going to be perfect, and mistakes will happen, especially with a very young defense. But all we truly ask of you guys is just please, please make us proud. That is all we ask of the defense. As far as the offense go, overall, great, great performance. Teddy Bridgewater played outstanding. Wide receiver groups overall had a pretty good game. Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. As I mentioned in my song before, your defense is terrified of tackling Christian McCaffrey. Indeed, McCaffrey played great. Play calling wasn't bad. Wasn't really bad. And now, regarding the questionable call on 4th and 1, regarding that, my issue, honestly, is not with that play to Alex Alma. I didn't think it was a bad play call, and here's why. You know that the Raiders will anticipate McCaffrey get the ball. You know that. So running with Alex Alma, the fullback, isn't a bad idea. Unfortunately for the Panthers, the Black Hills didn't perform as they should have. So the play call wasn't so bad, because you know that the Raiders are anticipating an handoff to McCaffrey. So the idea to give it to Alma wasn't bad. The execution by the Black Hills was terrible. And also, here's the deal. And I don't know if the Panthers have it in the playbook or not. But I would have, on that particular play, if I run it and give Alex Alma the carry, I would have faked it to Christian McCaffrey. Get one or two defenders to go after McCaffrey. Then you give it to Alma and you pick up the first down. So that was a bad idea. The previous play on 3rd and 4 wasn't a good idea. And to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, the spot of the ball on that carry by McCaffrey was terrible. Absolutely terrible. So again, I don't have so much issue as other people with the play calling to Alma. I really don't. Because you know that the Raiders are anticipating an handoff to McCaffrey. But I have an issue with the lack of blocking. And like I stated, I would have run a fake play on that play. Fake it to McCaffrey, give it to Alma, then you have a better chance of picking up the first down. So that is one issue. Overall, I really like the Panthers play calling today. I thought they were aggressive, which is great. You don't settle for field goals. You try to get touchdowns. But with that said, the 2 minutes drive to end the first half wasn't good enough. And sure, the Panthers got a field goal out of it. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the deal. If you hurry up and you don't waste so much time, you have a chance to get a touchdown. You really do. But unfortunately, the Panthers wasted so much time off the clock that they had to settle for a field goal. And now I know, ladies and gentlemen, that Cam Newton won with the Patriots. And congratulations to Cam Newton. As you can see, I'm wearing my number 1 Newton jersey. And I'm a big fan of Cam Newton, and I'm happy for him. And I'm great and very happy that he's doing great with the Pats. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to move on. We are not going to get Cam Newton back. This is Teddy Bridgewater team for this season. And we should wait and see what will happen at the end of the season. But right now we all have to gather and rally around Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater isn't at fault that the Panthers lost today. Teddy Bridgewater isn't at fault that Cam Newton is not the starting quarterback for the Panthers. And I don't feel honestly it fair to compare Teddy Bridgewater to Cam Newton because they are two different quarterback and play style. Cam Newton is more of a runner type of a quarterback. Sure, he has great throwing arm, but he's more of a running type of a quarterback, keeping the play alive with his foot. While Teddy Bridgewater, he might not be as athletic as Cam Newton. However, he does a good job of finding receivers open and doing a good job of moving in the pocket. And like I said, with Cam Newton, he's more of a runner type of a quarterback. And if you watch the game today, or the Panthers, you would have noticed that when Teddy Bridgewater had a chance to go after the defender when he ran with the ball, he tried to slide down and avoid the big collision, while Cam Newton would have tried to run over the defender like a bulldozer does. So obviously, two different comparisons. Like I stated, Teddy Bridgewater isn't the reason why the Carolina Panthers lost today. So do not, ladies and gentlemen, put the blame on Teddy Bridgewater. I wouldn't put the blame on the offense. I would put the blame on the defense. Unfortunately, unable to come up with big plays. Cost the Panthers the game. And the thing about the Carolina Panthers 2020 season, sure, we all like the Panthers to win as many games as possible. Will they? Only time will tell. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, for the Carolina Panthers 2020, what should be considered a successful season, to be honest with you, isn't about win or loss. That is cherry on top of the cake. But what will be considered success for the Carolina Panthers this season, ladies and gentlemen, is playing out and learning from your mistakes on defense, on offense, on special team, and make sure not to repeat it again. So I'm not here ready to predict the final record for the Panthers, as only time will tell. They could surprise us and win 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Or they could win 1 to 3 games, maybe 4 games. Only time will tell. So, because we are not worrying about the record so much, despite the loss, you have to feel comfortable about this team. But at the same time, you have to feel disappointed with what you saw from the veterans' leadership and the defense. And you hope that next week they will play better. Because if not, against Tampa Bay, fake fans or not, in Tampa Bay, it's going to be very difficult for the Panthers to upset outstanding Tampa Bay team. Now, in the NFL, anything can happen, obviously. But the way it looks right now, if you're the Carolina Panthers, you hope that they play well enough. You hope that they give in 110% effort. You hope that they don't make the same mistakes as they did today. But honestly, you don't put a bet on the Panthers winning the game. I wish I could tell you, oh, listen, I'm feeling great about the Panthers' ability to outscore the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not. I'm not saying that the Panthers will lose next week game by 50 points, or by 40, or by 30 points. But it could get very ugly next week at Tampa Bay. And it might not be because of lack of effort, but it could very well be because of lack of experience on the defense. Let's hope that the Panthers won't be shut out next week. But you know what? As we say, football is back. That is a great reason to be excited. The Panthers will be better as the season goes on. This is not about winning the Super Bowl this year, ladies and gentlemen. This is about improving week in and week out, and keep pounding and go Panthers!